Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a poem prescribed for third semester, The Solitary Reaper, written by William Wordsworth. And a little bit of pre-reading activity. I always insist that you should go through the pre-reading activities and discuss. I would like you to focus on the third question, like have you ever seen workers singing while working? Do you think singing while working would be more common in manual labor or in desk-bound jobs? Give reasons for your answers. So, where do you sing while working? Do you sing in the office or do you sing outdoors when you're working? So, this discussion will be very interesting. I think desk-bound jobs we won't sing. Only we sing when we are outdoors. Okay, students? Yeah. Now we'll talk about the author. William Wordsworth was a poet laureate of the United Kingdom. So he is from UK and remains an important figure in English literature. Wordsworth laid stress on the importance of nature and simple life. This is the theme of his poems throughout, students. So he wrote thousands and thousands of lines of poetry on nature and simple life. So the poem, The Solitary Reaper, is one of William Wordsworth's most famous ballads. I think in the last video I explained what a ballad is, students. You can go through that video where we discuss the poem La Belle Dame sans Mercy. The speaker of this poem doesn't understand the words of the reaper's song. Reaper is the person who cuts the crop. And while cutting the crop, the reaper sings a song, but the poet doesn't understand it and is instead captivated by the expressive beauty of the singer's voice and moved by the mood that it creates in him. So sometimes even we to listen to the songs in other languages which we cannot talk or we cannot understand, but we enjoy the music, don't we? So the same thing has happened to William Wordsworth when he was just passing by Valley. There he met a girl singing a song in the language which he doesn't understand. Okay, the Solitary Reaper. This is the poem of four stanzas, each stanza consisting of 8 lines, students. And you can see the rhyming scheme. The second line rhymes with the fourth line, that is B and D. Las, pass. Okay, like that. Yeah, bands, sands. And here, flow, ago. Ending, bending. So this is the rhyming scheme and 4 stanzas are there. And the first stanza talks about his encounter with the girl. When he passes by the valley, he comes across the girl who's singing in the crop. And the second stanza talks about his comparison. He compares the girl's song with the two birds, nightingale and cuckoo. And then the third stanza tells clearly, he confesses that he doesn't understand what she's singing. Okay, he questions, can somebody tell me what she sings? And in the last stanza, he tells that the music in my heart I bore long after. That means the song became eternal and he could not forget the song for a longer period. For a long time, that song kept on ringing his memory. So this is an overview of the poem, students, The Solitary Reaper. And this is a summary of the poem. The poem is written in the first person. First person means the poet himself is talking. So throughout the poem, you get a hint that I, when they narrate directly, that is called as a first person narration. So it can be classified as a pastoral describing a scene from the country's life. So village life, that is called the pastoral, where the greenery and vast lands are described. The backdrop will be the pastoral. So that is another point. Then the third point is poem is dominated by one central figure, a highland girl working alone in the fields harvesting grain. She's cutting the crop and singing a melancholic song. Melancholic means a sad, a melodious song she's singing. Though the poet cannot understand her, but is mesmerized by the beauty of it all. He moves away from the scene, but the impact and memory of the scene stay with him. And the central idea is how deep melancholy projects feelings of joy and happiness stay within us. So this is the summary, students, and there are two figures of speech in this poem. One is metaphor and then the second one is apostrophe. Metaphor, as you all know, it's a comparison. The poet compares the reaper with the nightingale and cuckoo respectively. So he even claims that her song is more thrilling and more beautiful than those of the two birds. Then apostrophe, the poem begins with an apostrophe. The apostrophe is a figure of speech in which an imaginary person or thing is addressed as if present and capable of understanding. So he talks about other people where her song's mood matches with. That is called as an apostrophe. So these are the two figures of speech, not from the examination point of view, but you, for understanding sake, you can try to read them, students. Now the first stanza, the solitary reaper. Behold her single in the field. Behold means look at her. Okay, behold is look. Look at her. She's single in the field. That means she's alone. Yon solitary highland lass. Yon means she's near, I mean far off, but within the sight. So there, alone. Yon solitary means there I can see her, though she's far off, but she's alone. And Highland Lass. Highland is a place in UK, students, and lass is a girl or unmarried woman. So this is UK, and the upper part is Scotland, where you find the highlands and islands, where the altitude grows up, and then that becomes mountainous, and valleys are there in this land, students. So it is called as Highland. So the girl belongs to Scotland. Okay, reaping and singing by herself. Reaping is cutting the crop. And then stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy means a sad song. She's singing a sad song. I told you he doesn't understand the meaning of the song, but with the tune and the music he comes to a conclusion that it is a sad song, students. And he says, stop here or gently pass. Who is he giving this instruction? To the passers by, other people. Don't talk. If you talk, she may get disturbed and she may stop singing that song. Okay, if you really don't want to disturb her, just stop here and enjoy listening to the song, or gently pass. Just pass, go away without making any noise. This is the instruction the poet gives to the travelers or the passers by in the fields. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. The entire valley. Vale means here valley. Profound means a deep valley. So here you can see the picture of the valley, students, a mountain, and this is the valley. So this is a deep valley. It is overflowing with the sound. Means the sound is echoing. As I think most of you have this experience. You shout when you go to the hills, and then it reflects. It echoes. So same thing is happening here. It is overflowing. The entire valley is overflowing with the sound. That's what he's telling student. The solitary reaper means she's alone. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands. Look at the spelling of the chant, that is you. This is a very archaic spelling, students, olden spelling, but now this U is removed. It just says chant, chant. Okay, no nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands. Who are the weary bands? That is a chant spelling, and chant means to sing. Weary bands means people who are very tired, the travelers who are very tired. Of travelers in some shady haunt, they are just waiting there in a shady place and they are tired. But this song, her song is like a nightingale singing to these people among Arabian sands. This is a desert area where it is very, very hot. So among Arabian sands, when people are so tired walking, and then when they listen to the nightingale, it is very, um, it is very silent over there, and then they could enjoy the nightingale's song among the Arabian sands. These travelers are from the Arabian sands, okay, deserts of Arabia. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird. Cuckoo bird and the nightingales are there, students. Here two birds are there, and the girl song is compared to the nightingale and the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Hebrides are the remote islands of the west coast of Scotland. You remember the Scotland, students? Here it is covered with sea, and then the islands are very far, and it is very silent. But this girl's song, breaks the silence of the seas. That is the power of the song, he says. And here he compares the song with the two birds, nightingale and the cuckoo. You can see the difference between the nightingale and the cuckoo, student. Nightingale sings in the Arabian sands. It belongs to the desert area, and cuckoo belongs to the islands. So both of them are the birds which sing beautifully, but the nightingale sings is known for its mellifluous voice, its very melodious voice, which enchants the travelers in the Arabian land, while the cuckoo sings beautifully in the spring season. The poet has compared the song of the reaper with the songs of these birds to express that the reaper's voice was more enchanting and appealing. He says, okay, these two birds are appeasing the travelers in Arabian sands and the seas. But this girl's song is more beautiful than these two birds. So you can use these explanations in writing your answers, students. While writing the summary of this poem or any kind of answer when you write, you can rely on this explanation. Okay, so that is the difference between the nightingale and the cuckoo bird. See, this is spotted is the cuckoo one. Both of them have beautiful voices. In the third stanza, will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago. So, can somebody tell me what she's singing? I can't understand, he says. And he guesses. Perhaps is the guessing word. The plaintive numbers. Plaintive numbers means mournful notes, sad notes, sad song she's singing for old, unhappy, far off things. Maybe some of her relatives passed away, or the old people passed away in her family, or the neighbor's family. Maybe some kind of unwanted events might have taken place, or somebody might have lost their life in the battles long ago, and she's just recollecting and singing those songs, mournful notes. Perhaps he's guessing, or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, or some kind of day to day happenings which are taking place? Or humble lay means simple or folk songs where the villagers sing day to day things, that is very, very beautiful to listen to. Okay, because he could not understand the meaning of the song, he's making guesses. Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain. Again, he thinks it should be a sad song. So, might be there was some loss or some painful event in her family. Maybe she's singing that song that has been. And maybe again, maybe in the future also, she is so worried. She may be expecting or some kind of anxiety I can find in her song. That's what the poet is trying to tell in the third stanza, students. And the last stanza, whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if a song could have no ending. She's going on singing, unmindful of who's listening to her, who's passing by, and all. She's not at all worried. Who? The maiden. Maiden means girl or virgin, unmarried girl. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. So, what is she doing? She's reaping, she's cutting the crop. And sickle, what is sickle? Sickle is the instrument, which is used to cut the crop. So, that is the sickle, C shaped um, instrument, student. I listened motionless and still. I'm not moving over there because if I move, I may disturb her. And still, I'm just standing there and going on listening. And as I mounted up the hill, he was climbing the hill. The music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. So I was just going away, and I was climbing the mountain. I could not see the girl anymore, but that song kept on ringing in my ears. That is a very beautiful poem, students. You get across a lot of images, nature images, and especially the song's beauty, the melancholy, the music, as if you are listening to the song. That is the feeling the poet has created, students. So this is the poem, students, four stanzas.